right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Allison Baker, and I have the privilege of being the Department Chair for Nursing. And I'd like to welcome you to the College of Western Idaho's 2018 pinning ceremony. I want to start out by saying congratulations to the class of 2018. It's been a long 2 years, but you did it. I'd also like to wish Happy Nurses Week to all my fellow nurses, current and future, and thank you for all you do. I'd also like to reach out and thank you, family and friends, for not only joining us tonight, but for all the support you've given to your graduate throughout nursing school. As the faculty can attest to, we see the positive results of all the long hours of studying, missing out on much more fun things to do with you. And we know that without your support at home, that this would not be possible. So let's thank your family and friends. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes support also for our program, without whom we could not operate. And I'd like to take a few minutes to thank some of those who have joined us tonight. I hope I do not inadvertently leave anyone out, because it really does take a village to support our program and our students. So if any of the Board of Trustees slipped in, I don't see anyone here right now. I'd like to also welcome and thank Dr. Burt Glandon. He's the president of our college. Kathleen Curry, the Dean of Health Science. Mark Browning, Vice President of Marketing. And we have what we call a technical advisory committee, and these are made up of partners in the community that without their support and their advice, it would be really hard to operate. So I want to thank them. I know Amy Yun is here. Thank you. Marilyn O'Malley. And anyone else slip in that I might not have gotten to see yet? Okay. Well, we thank you for all you do. And last but not least, your faculty. Jen Navarro. Amber Gillette. Joan Weddington. Beth Howell-Warbitz. Judith Perry. And I want to take time to thank our lab manager, Sean Muldoon. When you see him later, wish him a happy birthday. We have a couple of your former instructors here today that they wanted to come and wish you well, and that is Colleen Moher and Evelyn Floyd. So as you can see, there's a lot of people that it goes into making the program, and so we appreciate you all. Graduates, your hard work over the last 2 years has paid off already. You're here. It's continuing. Of our 30 graduates, 28 are either currently enrolled or planning to enroll into an articulation program into a 4-year university to get their bachelor's degree. And that's awesome numbers. And as of mid-April, when I did this survey, it could be more now, but 21 of the 30 already had jobs lined up. So great job. Congratulations.
Allison has already mentioned most of the folks that we wanted to make mention of. But a couple of things that I wanted to kind of bring to your attention. In your program, you have an insert that's in memoriam for Christina Northrup. Christina started with this class and very unfortunately was killed in a car accident the end of November, her first semester. So this night is certainly a joyous one for everyone, but also a time to remember the fragility of life and the opportunities that you will have along the way to preserve life. So we certainly keep Christina in our thoughts and prayers and her family. We also wanted to make sure that we mentioned Suzanne Weiss. Suzanne is a faculty member in the Department of Nursing or in the School of Nursing, and very unfortunately, Suzanne had some health issues right before spring break, and she is healing, but certainly still we keep her in our thoughts and prayers as well. Our keynote speaker tonight is Odette Bolano, and as Allison mentioned, Dr. Glandon is here. I also wanted to mention Kathleen Curry, who is the Dean of Health, and Andrew Miller. I don't think Andrew's here, but it would be unfair to not mention him. Andrew is one of our student success coordinators. In other words, he has been an advisor, and he is a constant for the students from the time they even think about applying throughout the program. So he is a source of support to the students and to us. And so we certainly appreciate and honor him tonight as well. And I would also like to make sure that we honor Allison Baker, the chair of the department. Allison doesn't, she's shaking her head no, but we're going to recognize her. Allison doesn't have an easy job. She's kind of like the cop. So we go and we plead our case. The students plead their case, and she has to adjudicate some pretty tough decisions. So she does so with grace and consistency and certainly support for the faculty. So thank you very much. So I would like to introduce the president of CWI, Dr. Bert Glandon. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to take a few minutes to welcome you all out, friends and family, and mostly graduates. We are so proud of you. We're so proud of your success and what you're doing. I've been a president for quite a while now, and one of my first presidencies was 45 miles west of here. My first presidency was at Treasure Valley Community College. And I have such a great relationship with you compared to the nursing staff that I had and the nursing students I had at Treasure Valley, because as a first-time president, I was all alone because my wife and family were still in Seattle, and I was at Treasure Valley Community College, and they had a nice community welcoming, and they had a steak fry in the park, and it was right next to, what's the hospital over there? Yes, thank you. I blocked that from my memory. And I choked on a piece of meat. And they had to rush me over to the hospital, and they had to rotor-rooter it. And of course, because I wasn't living there, they had to keep me overnight before they would release me. So the next morning I woke up, and I'm surrounded by 28 nurses. And it was the nursing director. She says, President Glandon, we'd like to welcome you to Treasure Valley Community College. This is the nursing cadre. And we're doing enemas today. So we had a kind of a rough beginning, and then they wanted to talk about budgets immediately while I was still there. But I want to tell you how proud I am of the accomplishments that you've made and what you've done. I go around and I always try to shake hands before the actual ceremony and ask, what are you doing after graduation? I've learned to hone this question down a little bit better than I did originally, because I was with a group and I was saying, well, now what are you doing right after graduation? And they said, well, you know, I'm going to St. Al's Hospital, or I'm going to this medical center, or I'm doing this. And I had one young man that was sitting over in the corner, and I finally got around to him. I said, now what are you doing after graduation? He looked at me with this absolute blank look, and he goes, I'm going to dinner with my family. So I've honed the question down a little bit now so I get a real good answer out of it. Very briefly, we are so proud of you. CWI has had such great success with the nursing program. Thank you so very much for your time, your energy, your effort, and the profession that you're going into. Because today's world, we need highly skilled healthcare officials, and you are the new generation coming up. Thank you for dedicating your lives and making this transition. God bless and Godspeed to you. Have the best of success. Thank you.
It's my honor to introduce to you our keynote speaker, Odette Bolano. Odette Bolano, I'm a Southerner, so it's very difficult for me to call people by their first name. I want to say Miss Bolano, but I know I would get pummeled afterwards. So just imagine me saying Miss Bolano. Odette Bolano is a seasoned healthcare executive serving as president of St. Alphonsus Regional Medical Center in Boise, Idaho since December 2015. St. Alphonsus is Boise's oldest hospital and started by the Sisters of the Holy Cross in 1894 and remains a faith-based organization. Licensed for 384 beds, St. Alphonsus Regional Medical Center is the only Level 2 trauma center in the region. It is also a nationally recognized trauma, chest pain, diabetes, and primary stroke center. Prior to coming to St. Alphonsus, Odette served as senior vice president and area manager for Kaiser Permanente in the East Bay in Oakland, California. She also served as president and CEO of St. Joseph Health System and the regional CEO in Texas. Odette has worked in Catholic health care for over 11 years prior to joining Kaiser Permanente and St. Alphonsus in Boise. Odette started her medical career as a nurse, receiving her Bachelor of Science in Nursing from Texas Christian University, and she earned her Master's in Administration of Healthcare Services from the University of Houston in Clear Lake. In 2004, Odette became a Fellow of the American College of Healthcare Executives. Odette Bolano, thank you so much for accepting the invitation to speak to our students, and we welcome you.
Well, good evening. I feel like I need to be standing over there, so let me try to position myself, and hopefully that will work. Get myself situated. So I want to thank you for inviting me to be here and be a part of this very special evening. Today's celebration is the start of a journey for the rest of your life. A nurse is someone who is entrusted with the health of another. Florence Nightingale wrote these words at the time that the act of nursing was done by domestic help, religious women, or family members. Not yet a profession, nursing was a role, a set of tasks. It was Florence Nightingale's mission to elevate not only the role of nursing, but to define it by the skills and practice equal to the value of its ill. While we seldom, if ever, refer to Florence Nightingale's clean and succinct definition, anyone who has walked the hallways of a hospital or an emergency department or observed a home health or a hospice nurse provide care knows exactly what that statement means. It is the border around the human experience of illness that winds up controlling the life of the patient. However, inside this border, nurses are caring for and tending to the needs of their patients. Florence Nightingale also wrote, "It may be the surgeon that saves the patient's life, but it's the nurse that shows the patient how to live." I'd like to share with you 3 characteristics among the many that celebrate what nursing is all about. Nurses skillfully and compassionately enter the intimate life world of the patient. They touch, they wash, they counsel, they hold patients and families. They do everything to put the patient in the best position for nature to act upon them and to do everything to support their healing. Nurses do strenuous and demanding work, physically and mentally. They lift and turn patients. They use critical thinking skills in order to ensure the safe and effective care while establishing a trusting relationship. They take the responsibility for knowing details about each and every one of their patients and are the voice of hope and advocacy. Nurses are selfless in their dedication to their patients. They take seriously the role that they play in being entrusted with the health and the life of each and every patient. They consider their role to be a sacred trust to protect and care for their patients. Since the time of Florence Nightingale, the goal of nursing has remained unchanged, namely, to provide a safe and caring environment that promotes health and well-being. Our profession is regularly identified as one of the most trusted professions in the world. And because we've received this honor, we sometimes take that for granted. Trust involves integrity and honesty. It involves the ability to rely on someone, and it's fundamental to a healthy society. Delivering safe, compassionate, high-quality nursing care depends on developing trust. Celebrating nursing is about expressing deep gratitude to those who have committed themselves to the profession of nursing and caring for those in their community around the globe, and the number one reason we are here tonight. So graduates, tonight you will take a pledge. As nurses before you, this ceremony's culmination is your public affirmation to care for the sick and your commitment to carry out ideals of selfless dedication in doing so. There are endless opportunities awaiting each and every one of you as you begin your careers as nurses. And I hope that no matter what your choices are, you will move forward with grace, passion, and commitment. I know that you will be challenged and tested, and there will be days that you think, I just can't give anymore. But you will have experiences that will reignite the reason that you have chosen nursing, your yielding commitment to help others. As a nurse myself, I've experienced the full gamut of emotions during my career, but I can assure you that you will remember those very special occasions that touch your heart, and you will know that you have made the right choice to join the profession of caring people, caring for people. As a nurse, you will understand the miracle of life and the finality of death. You will know the importance of entering this world with joy and exiting peacefully and with dignity. And therefore, you will create the right experience for each and every one of your patients. I honor your courage in joining us in this profession. You have chosen to dedicate yourself to caring for people of all ages, afflictions, and walks of life. You will make a difference to many. Nursing is about achieving extraordinary things by performing tasks with grace and skill each and every day and making a difference to your patients, their families, and your coworkers. Einstein once said, "Not everything that counts can be counted, and not everything that's counted truly counts." I know that there will be days that you feel that you have not done enough, but know that you have. Know that everything happens in its own time, and because of it, believe that this is just a beginning. What you may choose to do in your nursing career today may be very different than 2, 5, or even 15 years from now, and that is the beauty of our profession. Be patient to measure your success, and don't let anyone rush you. My wish for you is for you to create a meaningful, purpose, and fulfilling life for yourselves and learn how to use that to make meaningful impact in the lives of others. That is truly the measure of success. And in ending, I would like to share with you an anonymous nursing prayer. Lord, give me my eyes, light to see those in need. Give to my heart compassion and understanding. Give to my mind knowledge and wisdom. Give to my ears the ability to listen. Give me, Lord, the strength for the selfless service and enable to bring joy to the lives of those who I serve. So congratulations, and thank you for allowing me to be with you tonight.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to have you here. And certainly Odette's accomplishments and her career is something for us the nurses to admire and to look up to, and we do. It's my next honor to introduce our student speaker for the evening, and I want to tell you just a little bit about how the student speaker is selected so that you know we as faculty had nothing to do with this. I want to make sure that we're excused from the very beginning. Exculpatory remarks. Arlie Tamietti is the student speaker, and how she was selected, and it was also how the Nightingale Award is selected. The students have an opportunity to say who they want to represent them, and as both the student speaker and for the Nightingale Award. So your colleagues, last week your classmates selected you. And so Arlie, it is my pleasure, with some reservation, no, not at all, not at all. I'm very proud of her, as are all of us. So Arlie.
You're welcome. Anyways, so where do we begin? I mean, I guess I should thank my classmates for giving me yet another chance to talk more than I should. I mean, unless they decided to let me do this to subject all of you wonderful people to the same punishment they've had to endure having me as a classmate. I mean, either way, well done, and thank you. So, what a ride this has been. For some, it's been a smooth trip with minimal blips. Cameron. And for others, a crawl to reach merely a stepping stone on our way to the final destination after copious amounts of tumultuous events. Where 40 began, 30 now end. The remarkability of our class is not limited to the survivors you see here today. I do not use that word lightly. And for those of you who have been our biggest supporters, you understand what we had to go through to get here. We did not all arrive here with the same mentality, the same heart, gusto, whatever you want to call it. We didn't come here in the same fashion, but we're leaving here united as one. Our class is made up of remarkable things, remarkable individuals that I think makes us irreplaceable, untouchable almost. We are mixed of wonderful attributes. We have people who were born to be nurses. We have a non-traditional student, drop out from high school, GED, who we now happily and flawlessly call the brain. We have members who drive in life is, their sole mission is, honest to goodness, to turn nursing into a work of heart and not simply a scientific art. We are here today to share this amazing moment with you because you stood here with us from start to finish, and you welcomed every trial, and you welcomed every struggle with a smile, and you reminded us when it was hard for us that our efforts were going to be met with nothing but success. This day is truly remarkable for that fact, because as we finish our chapter as students, we are leaving as not just classmates, but colleagues, to embark on a path that is going to be something wonderful and untouchable. We have 30 great people standing here, and I will continually make emphasis on that fact, simply because these individuals you see have not just been members of my cohort that make me proud to say that I'm going to be an RN, but these individuals have turned themselves into people that I admire, that I aspire to be, that I hope one day I have the privilege to work with. And on top of all of it, we took this program and we did not turn it into a school, we turned it into a family. And that is truly something I'm thankful to be a part of.
Thank you, Arlie. Next is part of our program is the Nightingale Award. As Joan has mentioned, this is a very special award in that the students of the graduating class voted anonymously on the student that they thought best depicts the best of the nursing profession, including knowledge, compassion, advocacy, and professionalism. It's my privilege to announce this year's recipient of the Nightingale Award, Kelly Barnes.
I'm going to say something.
Okay, good.
Oh, no.
Oh, do you want it? Okay. No.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Do you want to introduce Kelly now?
Okay, I can't resist. I have to say this about Arlie. Because she tonight when she saw me when I came in, she said, she pointed to her ears and she said, "Look." And there were pearl earrings. And so, being the Southerner that I am, I had told her and her friends, do not ever wear pearls before 5 p.m. And so she pointed out that it was after 5, and my heart swelled. I thought, she said, and as she turned around, she said to her friend, "I learned something from her." So I choose to take that in a much bigger context. So it's my honor to introduce Kelly Barnes. We should have told you to just stay up here, Kelly. Kelly has been the Student Nurses Association president, and she has single-handedly, with her team, she's formed a team of Brenda and Ricky and Arlie, who have done amazing things for the School of Nursing and really resurrected the Student Nurses Association. And I have the honor of being the faculty advisor. And I learned early on that all I had to do was just plant a little seed. Hey, Kelly, what do you think about? And the next thing I know, they're at a blood drive, or they're giving out food at the food bank, or we are teaching hand washing for the Head Start. Yes, thank you. So we've done so many things, and I am so proud of the work that you've done. And one of the little things that I said, hey, Kelly, what do you think about? And in true form, she took the idea and germinated it, and it is a full-blown blossom, is recognition for exceptional nurses that go above and beyond to help our students when they're in the clinical setting. It's hard. I've done it, all of the faculty have done it, to not only carry your patient load, but also take the time to work with students. And we recognize that. And Kelly and her team wanted to formalize that recognition, and I'm so proud of the work that you did. And it was completely SNA driven, and it is my honor to introduce Kelly Barnes again.
I do want to say thank you. Thank you guys so much. As Arlie said, it's such an honor because to be voted, I mean, amongst all of you guys who every single one of you is amazing, an amazing person, not only an amazing nurse, but an amazing person. And I've been privileged to have you all as classmates. It's been amazing, so thank you so much. So the world of nursing is vast, right? It's rich with options and limitless opportunities. Our profession gives us the chance to make a difference, to change a life, to make our world a better place. It only takes a small act of kindness and service out of our hectic lives to ignite just a spark of energy that blazes wonderful gestures of goodwill, and our world needs all the good it can get right now. So whether that includes, just organizing a blood drive or teaching hand hygiene to the kiddos, or just giving a smile and an ear to a stranger, the connection with people and our community, that's what leads us to our greatest accomplishment as nurses. So we truly are the face of healthcare. This year, I had the honor of working side by side with fellow nursing students to branch out beyond the classroom and the clinical setting. The Student Nurses Association of CWI took nursing to the next level, and that was the plan all along, was to not just be in the books, but to actually get out there and apply some of the things we were learning. We took pride in our service to the surrounding community. We exercised our new technical nursing knowledge, and we practiced some pretty good creative problem-solving skills along the way. We did it together, and we did this as a team. And as time goes by in our careers, I expect that we will continue on this path of taking the time to pay it forward. So I would like to acknowledge tonight 3 outstanding nurse mentors that did just that. When these nurses got to where they were going, they didn't forget to turn back around and reach out their hand to the future nurses in training. Despite the various expectations and challenges they were presented with as floor nurses, they took the time to not only educate, guide, and direct our class as mentors, but they took it up a level, and they made connections. They invested, and they took genuine interest in our well-being and our success as nurses. So on behalf of the CWI SNA chapter, I would like to present 3 outstanding mentor awards to the following bionic nurses. So the first one that I would like to acknowledge tonight is Sheila Bailey. Sheila, come on. I'll have you stand over here. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Sheila. Sheila works at St. Luke's Elks Rehab in Boise. And Sheila encompasses the human side of nursing. She treats her patients holistically. And the reason why I know this is because she was one of my personal mentors. She acknowledges their emotional needs in order to address their physical needs, and that's huge. She provides true quality care because she sees and treats the person, not just the ailment. Balance is part of her everyday life. Sheila is pretty awesome. She's currently enrolled in a mental health nurse practitioner program. Yet she finds time for mentoring future nurses and spending time with her family. Sheila is our nurturing Wonder Woman. All right, and the next one I'd like to acknowledge is Sherry Booth. So Sherry works at St. Alphonsus in Nampa. Sherry found time in her days as an ED charge nurse to make a profound impact as a preceptor. So even in a high acuity trauma center, she was able to guide her student and her team simultaneously, which is pretty awesome. I mean, charge nursing and mentoring at the same time. Sherry is known for instilling confidence in future nurses by taking the time to push critical thinking opportunities and effectively guiding students through the most difficult clinical skills. Sherry is known to turn the most apprehensive student from an IV dud to an IV stud. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you so much. And the last nurse that we'd like to acknowledge is Melissa Castro. And unfortunately, she's not able to attend tonight, but she might be watching live stream, is what I'd heard. She's working. And she works at St. Luke's in Meridian. Melissa is a rock star on the postpartum stage. She sets a high bar for teamwork, and her positivity at the workplace is contagious. During times when her student needed correction, she was direct and thorough, yet she was always constructive. Melissa brought study tools from her own nursing school experience to the table to help her student and get her student to progress where she was needing the extra help. When giving instruction, she focuses on mastery, and she uses all resources available. Melissa is pretty much a precepting ninja. So, thank you, Melissa. So these nurses have exemplified sacrifice and patience as they took on the role of teacher. It truly takes a village, just like Professor Baker said, to push through nursing school. We thank you for being an essential and exceptional part of our nursing education. Thanks, ladies. We have one more thing. If Dr. Weddington would come up. So it's not just the pearls after. No. This is for you. Oh, thank you. I just wanted to say, Dr. Weddington not only is one of our professors, but she was our advisor. But through the toughest times when I thought, oh, we're not going to be able to do this or that, and I'd go and complain to her. And ask her for some advice or guidance. She always had the best advice to give me. One of the best, and she always paralleled it to her service in the military, and I liked that. She would talk about different battalions and how one battalion would be one way, and this is, what I did, Kelly, and this battalion was this way, and I tried this. So you just got to flow and be fluid, and that's not usually in my vocabulary. I'm pretty rigid, and I like to get things done, and I like to see it happen, but I really trusted her, and I'm so glad I did. Aww, because that's why we got stuff done.
That's too sweet. Thank you.
All right, take that, Arlie. It wasn't just the pearls after 5. And I want to emphasize just very quickly that this award is the first time that the students have selected or have singled out. And the way that they did it, they accepted nominations from their classmates, and then they all voted and voted on the nominations. And we certainly appreciate all of the nurses and everyone in the hospitals and clinical settings that allow us in. Without you and without them, we certainly could not train nurses. So these 3 were at the tip of the iceberg as far as standing out and going above and beyond. So now we're ready for the good stuff, for the pinning ceremony, and that will be by Allison, Amber, and Beth.
Congratulations, students. We're so excited for you. This is the biggest, funnest part of the pinning ceremony, which is where we actually do get to give you your nursing pin. Nursing pins are a traditional symbolic representation that welcomes new nurses into the profession. So we are going to do this individually and welcome you as your faculty, as future colleagues and nurses. Thank you.
So the first student this evening is Jenny Allred. Lorena Arredondo Lino. Kelly Barnes. Tiffany Bradshaw. Nicole Buckwalter. Christy Campbell. Laura Chavarria. Kayla Chandler. Lena Semenio. Max Faith. Crystal Flores. Marissa Garachano. Garachano?
Yes. It's okay.
Let's save them all, baby.
Randy Goldman. Catherine Gerhalva. Donald Jandera. Amy Knight. Ricky Koberline. Brenda Linky. Brandon Magera. Crystal Mendoza. Alina Purcell. Brian Rodenbaugh. Sherry Ross. Cameron Russell. Andrea Sims. Wait for it. Arlie Tamietti. Aubrey Thomas. Taylor Whitsitt. Carolyn Wilson. Julie Yebra.
Good evening. Florence Nightingale is considered the founder of nursing as we know it today. She was sometimes called the Lady of the Lamp, referring to how she would carry a lamp or have her nurses carry lamps at night to make rounds on the injured soldiers during the Crimean War. The lighted lamp, the flame, came to symbolize a nurse's dedication to caring for the patient's needs. When the nursing pinning ceremony was first initiated in the 1860s, the lamp was also used as a symbol of the care and devotion the nurse administers to the sick and injured in the practice of nursing. After the new nurses were pinned, Florence Nightingale herself would light a lamp and pass the flame to each nurse as they said a pledge, which is now called the Nightingale Pledge. Today, the lighting of lamps or candles is still used to symbolize the care nurses provide, as well as the dedication to the nurse profession. Tonight, we would like to add the symbolism of dedication and caring and the love of lifelong learning. In this ceremony, the nursing program is symbolized by the large candle, and the symbolism will depict the faculty coming together to light the candle, of the program, and each new graduate will come forward to take their light of learning and nursing dedication from the program candle and into their own personal nursing practice. Students, please stand and come forward. At this time, the faculty of the nursing program of the College of Western Idaho would like to welcome you to the nursing profession. We hope that you will continue to be devoted to the welfare of those entrusted to your care, and that you will never lose your desire to learn and to demonstrate nursing excellence in your practice. Congratulations, class of 2018.
All right, everybody, I got the best part. Everybody, I have the best part, so pay attention. Congratulations, class of 2018. I can call you all colleagues. Thank you. All right, we're finished. Go eat.